I have no idea how or even why I managed to pull myself out of that coma, or how long I'd been unconscious, but I do recall slowly coming to. It all seemed like a very strange dream. I found myself lying in my back in what I guess was some sort of cave. The place was pitch black and also felt really cold. And I probably would have slipped right back into oblivion if it weren't for a dim light that began to illuminate my chamber. I turned my head its direction. It grew brighter. And then I could see it was a lantern. And the closer the lantern got, the clearer the view of the creature holding it became. It was tall, rather thin. It took a while before I could make out that it was a lizard. When I finally saw his face, though, something about him seemed familiar. I don't know why, but I could have sworn I met him somewhere before.
What are you doing lying in the dark?
Beats me. Doesn't matter, though. Ain't got nowhere else to go. No family I can contact, no friends to turn to. At least in here, I can't hurt nobody.
There are others that care about you, Stan.
Yeah, right. Name one.
What about that wolf cub?
Oh, who? You mean Wally? Well, kid's got a good heart, but he's too young to understand what I really am. If he does care about me, it's only because he saw me save that kid.
You didn't force him to come talk to you at that park. He did that on his own. Cub or otherwise, he still talked to you, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why. I mean, he's gotta know what I almost did to him.
That's beside the point. The fact still remains that you didn't seek him out.
Okay, so what? He's one cub. Even if he does suddenly believe I've changed, that still don't give me much confidence.
What about Birch?
Ha! Nice try. Birch doesn't care. Heck, the only reason he even talked to me at all was because Wally tricked him into it. Birch likes that cub too much to blow him off.
And yet you don't think he's got a big enough heart to help you? He stayed during your hypnosis session, didn't he?
Yeah, but I know he regrets it. Whatever I said scared the living hell out of him. Probably didn't help matters either that I pressed him to tell me what happened.
What makes you so sure that he wasn't genuinely worried about you?
Because we both know what I've been doing now. Why would he care about me after finding out just how many times I violated a child?
That wasn't your fault.
Yes, it was. Every single time was my fault. It don't matter whether I remember it or not. Bottom line is, the guy who did those things was still me.
Birch still stayed for that entire session. He could have left at any time.
Yeah, you're right. He could have walked out and let his therapist and his lawyer know Mr. Cool couldn't handle it. Besides, I'm sure part of him relished the idea of verifying all that stuff. Now he's got something to hold over me.
I don't think you're giving yourself or Birch much credit. Come with me. You're not doing yourself any good just lying here. It might help to clear your head.
Well, all right. Guess we're going to meet the Maker, huh?
More like a friend. Come on.
And I slowly got to my feet. Surprisingly, nothing seemed to hurt. Funny, I never thought it would be like this. I mean, I'd heard about pearly gates and lakes of fire and all that, but a cave? Anyway, the lizard and I walked for what seemed like ages. Say, can I ask you a question?
Sure, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, well, you kind of remind me of someone, but nah, you couldn't be.
Couldn't be who exactly?
Okay, this may sound stupid, but I had an imaginary friend when I was real little, and well, you remind me of him. Only a lot older.
Well, now that's interesting.
Yeah, coincidence, I'm sure, but it's just kind of uncanny, that's all.
If it helps you feel at ease, I don't mind you referring to me as your imaginary friend. Don't suppose he had a name, did he?
Well, I called him Morrison. I don't know if that was his real name, but, well, yeah, that's just what I called him.
Morrison, huh? Yeah, I can go along with that.
Huh. You know, that's exactly what he said, way back then. Well, shortly after that conversation, I saw another light coming from up ahead. This one much brighter than the lantern. It looked like someone was standing in it. Eventually, the light of the lantern Morrison held, well, he said I could call him that. The lantern he held showed enough of the figure that I could make out, well, it was a panda.
It took some searching, but I found him.
Thank goodness. The exit's just up here.
Come on, Stan. It's time we got you back to where you belong.
Wait, so after everything I did, it is the pearly gates for me?
Just keep walking. You'll see soon enough.
I went forward into the light, but then I noticed they weren't following me. Hey, ain't you coming?
Nope. Trust me. It's best you go alone from here.
I shrugged and kept moving forward. Eventually, the light got so bright I had to shield my eyes. And that's when I began to make out a voice. It sounded kind and caring. As I kept going, the light grew even brighter, almost blinding. And the voice, it sounded very familiar. And it kept pleading with me to say something. As my eyes finally readjusted, it looked like I was in a room of some kind.
I don't want to.
And now a throbbing pain filled my head and my chest.
But I don't know what more
And
I
then-
can do.
Then I recognized the voice.
Say something.
Birch?
Stan? Oh my God! Your eyes are open! Nurse! Somebody get in here, quick!
Birch bolted from the room. Have to admit, I wasn't that surprised. I was actually more surprised by the fact that he was there in the first place. And that he actually came back. And he brought 2 nurses with him, as well as one of the doctors. What? Ow. Oh, what in the world's going on here?
See, he's awake. Please don't let him go back into that coma.
Mr. Draper, calm down. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah. I think so.
How many figures am I holding up?
Hold on. 3. Yeah, 3.
All right, he's coherent. Let's get him checked out. Mr. Draper, you can wait outside. We'll call you as soon as we're...
Wait a minute. Can't he stay? I want him to stay, Doc. Please.
Don't worry, he'll be just outside.
Birch, don't leave. I'm begging you.
I'm not going anywhere, Stan. Don't worry.
He's been here for 2 weeks straight. I don't think he'd leave now if we asked him to.
Wait, what? I've been here 2 weeks and you stayed the whole time?
I couldn't leave, Stan. It's my fault you're here.
No, it's not your fault. You couldn't have expected that Grizz would...
No, say no more, Stan. Talk about it with Nathan, okay?
I did go quiet then, but it was only because I didn't want to tell the doctor what really happened. Birch was let out of the room, and the doctor went through a bunch of different tests. Checked my blood pressure, my temperature, all my vital signs. He then had the nurse take a blood sample.
We'll be back to check on you again in a few hours.
Oh, can I talk to Birch now, please?
Certainly. Try to remain awake, though.
I will. Thanks, Doc.
You can see him now. Keep him awake so he doesn't slip back into that coma.
Thank you, Doctor. I'm sorry I got too loud before.
No need for apologies. You might have just saved his life.
How are you feeling?
How do you think I feel? I'm sorry, I'm just not exactly sure how or why I'm still alive.
You're not the only one.
Birch, how did you know I was here?
Someone found your cell phone. Good thing you had me as an ICE contact. They would not have let me stay here otherwise.
Well, you're all I've got now. I just figured that would make things easier.
Well, I'm not leaving this place until you leave with me.
I don't get it, Birch. You know everything now. Why would you want anything to do with me? Why would you come running just because I was in an accident? I mean, why would you stay here 2
Stan,
weeks
what does that matter? I'm here, and I'm not going away. It's the least I can do for a friend.
What did you just say?
I said I wasn't going away.
No. The part after that.
Oh, yeah. Stan, I'm willing to start over. To try and patch things up. Go back to what it was like shortly after you hired me. Back when we were friends.
Even after knowing what happened with my other half? What if it happens again, Birch? I don't want to put you through that again.
I know who Grizz is now, Stan. I won't give in to him.
So you're completely forgiven me. Why?
Because you deserve to be No, that's not right.
No, it's not. I don't deserve forgiveness. Not after what I've done to all those cubs. Not after what I did to you.
That's not what I mean. I forgave someone else for what they did to me that was far worse. How can I not forgive you too?
Birch, thank you. Thank you for everything. I never thought I'd see the day you'd call me a friend again. When I agreed to that hypnotic session, I honestly didn't know if it would change anything. And I did it on the slim chance that it might help, and I guess it did.
It did more than help, Stan. It was one of the bravest things you've ever done. And I'll be working with every lawyer in the country if need be to make sure you get the help you need rather than throwing you to the wolves.
You won't regret that decision, Birch. I swear. Unbelievable. I put Birch through hell. He walked in on my other half in a room with a cub not once, but twice. He held on to his anger with me for years, and now, suddenly, he's forgiven me. Deep down, I'd been wishing for this, but never in my wildest dreams did I ever think Birch would really do it. And to be honest, I still don't feel like I deserve it. But he's willing to forgive me and give me another chance. And with God as my witness, I'm not going to waste it. I need him. And I'm beginning to think Birch needs me too. I cried a tear. You wiped it dry. I was confused. You cleared my mind. I sold my soul. You bought it back for me and held me up and gave me dignity. But somehow you needed me. You gave me strength to stand alone again and face the world out on my own again. You set me high upon a pedestal, so high that I could almost see eternity. Well, you needed me. You needed me. And I can't believe it's you. I can't believe it's true. I needed you, and you were there. And I'll never leave. Why should I leave? I'd be a fool. Because I finally found someone who really cares. You held my hand when it was cold, when I was lost. You took me home. You gave me hope when I was at the end, and turned my lies back into truth again. You even called me friend. You gave me strength to stand alone again and face the world out on my own again. You set me high upon a pedestal, so high that I could almost see eternity. You needed me. 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 You needed me.